Welcome to the stream, guys. It's Zenscape Trading, showing you the wave analysis of the biggest markets. And let's start with the DAX as usual. In the long trend on the weekly, we can see that the daily has broken down the last start of the impulse here, because this was the last point where the market went into a new high, and this was broken with a wave. It may mean that the things are changing, and it did this after almost reaching the daily target Fibo. This corrections daily target Fibo 138.2 level, meaning that we may see a deeper counter trend on the market. Of course, we have a weekly zone here that is only daily North breakouts. So this zone may stop the price from falling, but from now on, this is my daily trend. Okay, so it's basically a daily counter trend that is building. So the primary scenario now is to go into the counter trend space of the weekly impulse. Okay, so right now here we are in the correction of the correction, and if I mark these levels as daily resistance zone, we may see the market testing this zone, and we can see that that this zone is maybe to be tested, and then the primary scenario is to go on with the daily trend. What the market did in the past is it broke this counter trend on the 4-hour with a wave change here, but it only could test the 100 level, the last 4-hour high. It tested it, and then bam, with the inflation data, it went down with a wave change, wave structure change in the south. And right now we are in the correction of this last impulse on the 4-hour and on the daily. So right now this we don't need, no longer need it. Also, these levels are not needed. Right now this is the key area where the market may come back. I don't do anything here. I'm not longing the market because it's only a correction of the correction, and there's not too much space, so it can turn anytime. It already tested this weekly zone. We can test this another weekly zone where we have a 4-hour North breakout as well. So if we see something like this on the 4-hour, something like this on the 4-hour, a nicely built counter trend, then the break of this counter trend may take us to the next level, and we may see some target places on the way, because we will see by then a 4-hour target Fibo from this point to this point. But it's not there. So right now I'm waiting for this counter trend to develop. Maybe it goes all the way up to this point. We don't know. Maybe it turns from here. We don't know. And right now, if we go down to the 1-hour, we can see that basically this is the last North breakout that hasn't been tested. So below this, right now, below this area, there is a chance for the market to go on with this short tendency. But also on the 15-minute, we can see a North breakout here that hasn't been tested. So basically below this area, we can go short. But right now, something like this can happen and go to this zone. I'm skipping this move. If we go on with the analysis, to the Nasdaq, we can see that that on the Nasdaq the market reached this weekly 123.6 level. That is a nice target of this huge weekly corrections FIBO target. And when it's at an all-time high, so the price has never been here, I mark this level as well on the FIBO. And right now this stopped the market. There was a beautiful reach of this target. It doesn't mean that it won't go to the 138.2. First, we may see a counter trend in the weekly counter space. And if we take a look at the daily, there is a lot of room here. So we may see something like this. And if we see the wave change on the daily, we have a counter trend on the daily. Any counter trend on the 4-hour, 1 hour may take us to the next levels here and also here. But the primary direction is long, it's still long. So if there is a break above the counter trend, we can go on and we may visit this next target on the weekly. So right now it's also quite difficult for me because the daily hasn't been broken. It turned back, but right now this is the last south breakout. But the first area is here where I think we can go on with the long trend. As long as the market doesn't break above this area, it's only correcting this last impulse. And the primary scenario is have a correction and go. Still, if the daily trend holds, so if this level is not broken on the daily, and we have a counter trend line here, and the market goes above this zone, breaking the counter trend, we may see the price going on the long side. So we will see this area for me is a no-go. It's the correction of the correction, very frequent changes in the direction may be coming. Similarly, on the S&P, it only tested this daily north breakout, didn't close below the daily trend, and it was only one wave down, so it's still a long trend on the daily. But on the 4-hour, we see a wave change, the huge impulse on the 4-hour. So this is the place where first I think the longs may go on. We may see a counter trend of the counter trend move on the long side all the way up here, maybe all the way up here, but this level is also a level that can stop the price. At this level we can see something like this. Okay, so still the long trend is valid, but on the 4-hour we have a counter trend, and this space is very neutral. It's a very difficult place to trade for me. Of course, for day traders, it can be traded, but the difficulty in these areas, I will just put this down. The difficulty in these areas, maybe if it goes above this level, we have a huge space here. So from here to here, it's a nice day trading opportunity. But the difficulty here is that any place it can go on and go on with this 4-hour counter trend. So right now the daily and the 4-hour is not in sync. The daily shows long, the 4-hour shows short. So it's the fight between the buyers and the sellers in this area. That is not a good thing for the traders who are seeking for high probability trades. So in these cases, I usually draw a counter trend like this, in this zone, and around here I can look for for longs, but some false breakouts can happen. Testing again this high, false breakout, then with a huge wick, a 4-hour candle here may signal that this short move may continue, but the real counter trend space comes below this daily trend. So we can see, I will just pull these down because these were tested. If the market does something like this, only a lower high and a lower low below this daily start of the impulse, we will see a daily counter trend. And there is a lot of space in the counter trend zone. I drew the correction Fibo from here to here, and we can see that this is the 23.6. Here is the 38.2, and this is the 50% retracement on the monthly, weekly zone. So maybe we will see a correction going into this area, but it has to be a little bit more developed. So here's some frequent changes in the direction may happen, even a sideways market. And the break out of this is we still have the primary direction long, but if a counter trend builds up on the daily, we may see some further declines to the counter trend zone. And from here, if the daily changes, so if something like this is going to happen, it comes down, reaches the 38.2, and maybe reaches the 50% retracement. And if from here there is a change in the wave structure, break of the counter trend, we can see a nice impulse move like this here. Okay, so the primary trend is still long. On the Dow Jones, the market has broken the last start of the impulse, testing this daily support and this daily North breakout, but still only with one wave down on the daily. So to be in the correction, I would like to see three waves. So 1, 2, 3, and then all the counter trends to be broken and take us to the next levels. But here also the primary trend is long. On the Euro USD, yesterday I posted a video analysis showing this line as a point where the sellers can get strong. It was very difficult to trade. I didn't trade this. It was very difficult to trade because it was the inflation data. It was very fast, but this level was a nice one as a target. It stopped the price, and it's still around this level. And this is the weekly diamond, the lower end of the weekly diamond. If the weekly closes below this, then we will see some further dollar strength. But right now, it can happen that on the daily, if it changes and breaks this counter trend, then we go back into this neutral zone. And from here we are again in the primary long trend. Right now, it went into an area. It's only a daily North breakout, which can stop the price counter trend on the 4-hour. So a counter trend would be nice to have, and the counter trend break again can take us to the next level. So here on the weekly we have a neutral zone with a long bias. On the daily we have a short trend. So this market is not in sync, meaning that it can cause some surprises to the traders. I will put these down because we no longer need them. And we have also the 4-hour. I will put this down because we have the daily and the 4-hour startup impulse here. So this is the point where the daily structure breaks, the daily structure changes, and if the week closes below this weekly trend, we have a short trend on the weekly as well. So we can see that on the weekly, we have even a wave change breaking below this level. Then it's a nice area to go short, and this is an even nicer area to go short because it's the long term, the mega trends, monthly corrections, target FIBO 61.8, and from here this target zone is validated. So from here to here, it's a nice area. The price may speed up and real fast reach this area below this level. Hey, let's skip this one because we have the Euro Japanese yen here with the monthly trend going up, with the weekly trend going up. We had only one wave down here, so the trend didn't change. That's only a correction. And a wave change happened, and from this point on, we have the weekly trend here. And the long move going on. And we have on the daily a nice trend. On the weekly is long. We had a daily counter trend, and this counter trend broke with this 1, 2, 3. We had the last start of the impulse and the last south breakout here. So with this candle, this counter trend broke, and we have nice targets ahead of us. I indicated that this weekly and daily corrections target zone is basically here. So right now this is valid. This target zone is valid. The market is heading towards this target zone. As long as the daily trend holds, this remains valid. And we have a beautiful counter trend on the 4-hour, counter move on the 4-hour, counter trend on the 1-hour. We have a nice counter trend on the 1-hour, still above the daily trend, correcting this last impulse on the 1-hour. So right now, the the previous south breakout and the start of the impulse is here. Here is the counter. Oh, sorry. Here is the counter trend, and here is the zone. If broken, the price can. If broken with a wave change on the 1-hour, then we can go for this target first, and then to the next targets. So this is long in all the major time frames, and we have a beautiful counter trend on the 1-hour. So it's a nice opportunity to take the long side on the Euro Japanese yen, and also on the pound yen. We can see on the weekly an expansion phase, almost reaching this weekly resistance zone. This is the weekly start of the last impulse. This is the daily impulse starting point, breaking this counter trend, reaching the targets of this counter trend. So a counter trend again may come, but the break can take us to the next level. And this is a valid target right now. We just see that on the 4-hour we have a counter trend building up. It still didn't close. In 40 minutes it closes, and it's right now testing this area right here, and we have the 4-hour trend also here. So the weekly shows long, the daily shows long, the 4-hour shows long. So it's a perfect sync with a counter trend. And here we have a 1-hour counter trend as well with a south breakout. So if the market goes back from this point on, this is a nice day trading opportunity, but we have this area as a medium-term target. So if this counter trend breaks here, with a wave change from here to first here, and then this area is to be reached. So this is the pound Japanese yen. We have the foreigns, foreign pairs, foreigns against the euro and the dollar, also in a long bias, a long trend on the daily, the weekly, the monthly. So all the major time frames show long, and the 4-hour has just turned up 1, 2, 3, breaking above the last south breakout and the last start of the impulse, because we had a lower low here. So this was our zone. We had a 1, 2, 3. So this counter trend was to be traded, and right now we are at the last 4-hour counter trends, 61.8. So here, if the market closes above on the 4-hour, we can go straight on to the targets, to the target zone that is here on the 4-hour. But we have a long-term target. That is a daily, the weekly, 138.2 and 61.8. So this is right now a valid target zone. As long as the daily trend holds, it may come to this area. Okay, let's see the gold. The gold just broke out of this this triangle, broke out of this neutral zone. But the problem is that we have the weekly trend showing long, still showing long. What we have on the weekly waves down. So we can see that right now it's wave up, wave down. If it closes below this area, we have a nice counter trend on the weekly. Every up move or trend can continue in the down move, and we have some monthly breakouts here, and we have some daily breakouts here that are to be tested. So the next targets of this move can be these targets. But remember, this is only the counter trend space of the weekly trend, so it can turn anytime in the primary direction, breaking this counter trend, and we can go on to new highs. Right now, it's changing. I will just put this down. So we have the longs from here, and I will just move it like this. And we can see that this counter trend is breaking around here at this level. So if it turns like something like this from here, it's again long. But if it comes only to this counter trend space, and this counter trend breaks again, it's again a nice opportunity to test this level, go to these levels in the gold. So right now it's mixed. The weekly and the daily shows opposite. My primary time frame is the daily, so I have a short bias. Any counter trend on the 4-hour, on the 1-hour can give us another opportunity to go short here. But right now, it was a huge move on the 4-hour, so I would like to wait until the market prints a counter trend on the 4-hour, and the break of this counter trend is a nice opportunity to go short. We are at a monthly zone, 4-hour north breakout zone. So we may see some further impulses on the lower time frames, but the potential in the shorts is running out, in my opinion. it's a nice place to build a counter trend, and then this counter trend break is a nice opportunity. Here it was a 1 2 3 on the 4-hour, 1 2 3, signaling that maybe it's going long, but it's only the counter space of the daily trend, and it was a neutral zone. And here, this was basically the first place, this 4-hour south breakout, where the counter trend broke, and we could go on for the target zone of this the target zone of this correction. But right now it became invalid, and the short move went on. So the ones going short in the neutral zone had a little bit of luck, in my opinion, because it could have happened if the inflation data shows something different, that it goes above this on the 4-hour, and if it happens, then on the 4-hour we had a 4-hour trend, and any counter trend break was have been a nice long opportunity. But right now it's a short bias. Any counter trend is to be broken to have a nice shorting opportunity to the next level here. Okay, let's see the oil. What we can see on the oil, we have a weekly wave structure showing long, and we are at the counter trend of this last impulse. But since we have the monthly trend showing up, the weekly waves showing long, and also the daily showing long, and even though we had a wave change on the daily, it's only a counter trend on the daily, and here we have a daily high that was broken, and even if it wasn't significant, we are still in long mode here. But we may see a counter trend going all the way down here. If this is broken, a faster short move may come. But if we have a trend here, counter trend line, break from this point to this area is a nice trading opportunity. So if the counter trend breaks, this becomes validated, this target zone. And from here, the price can easily go to this target zone. Right now, because this wasn't significant, I would expect a counter trend to be broken. So on the 4-hour, if we take a look at this 4-hour chart, we can see that this is the daily start of the last south impulse. We have the 4-hour running all the way up. This is the last start of the impulse on the 4-hour. So if we see something like this, we come back into the counter trend, and a second round of a counter trend break builds up, and the break of this can take us to this level. Okay, I will skip the bond market. The soybean market has a nice short trend on the weekly, and this was a huge area on the weekly, but it broke with a nice candle, and on the daily we can see the wave structure is not broken. The waves are going down, all the way down, and we had a 4-hour counter trend, and we had a target zone that was reached. So here we had this 4-hour counter trend breaking with a 1, 2, 3. So from this point on, this counter trend was a nice counter trend to trade, and this was the fast move to the target zone. It doesn't mean it won't go any further. Right now we have the 4-hour trend here. So any counter trend is to be broken, and the short move may continue. Okay, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. If you don't have any chart requests, I thank you for taking part, and thank you for watching my analysis. If you have any questions, just ping me, and I'm happy to talk about ideas and analysis of the market. So have a nice trading day. Enjoy your day. Goodbye.